Dodgers do it again. Can you believe it? It seems like every day I'm talking about a new signing. Get to that story coming up. Also, myself with the quote of the day of the recent signing of the Dodgers, and an LA politician is not very happy with the deferment money, and he's trying to do something about it towards the Dodgers. We don't like that. But we're going to break all these stories down for you in this episode of Dodgers Digest. I am Brad J. About ready to break it down for you. Coming to you from X Games Aspen in my hotel room, busting out the latest stories for you, Dodger content. And if you want the latest Dodger content, we'll give it to you. It's simple. All you got to do is subscribe. And then when you subscribe, when you're watching the videos, hit like and turn on your notifications. You'll never miss it. All right. Dodgers do it again. And what am I talking about, Brad J? What's the story on this one? Kirby Yates agrees to contract with the Dodgers. Well, I'm fired up on this, okay? This one's a little bit close to home to me because Kirby Yates is a closer. And when I was a DJ for the Dodgers back in 2003 to 2008, we had Eric Gagne on the team as the closer. And he would come in to Welcome to the Jungle, Guns N' Roses. And I was the guy who would play that. So that was my task to fire that song off. So I'd have the binoculars looking in the bullpen. Is it Gagne? Is it Gagne? And he would come out, and we were able to, Dodger Stadium, crank that song so loud that it would set off car alarms. And that also makes me wonder, how about Kirby Yates? What song should Kirby Yates come out to? I mean, it's nice. Look, another guy, another signing right here. It's like, when does this stop at some point? The one guy, obviously, we were always talking about is Kike Hernandez. You got to think that with all these signings, they've managed to save some sort of money to pick him up at the last second and re-sign him. Well, Kirby Yates, 117 with 33 saves. I think his contract is projected at like $14.5 million is what they're talking about. But here's what Bob Nightingale said. This was, I think, before it was completely already official, like a referee's whistle. Los Angeles Dodgers, who have already had folks screaming about their payroll, have reached tentative agreement. Free agent closer Kirby Yates, pending the physical, he'll get that done. And the deal comes on the heels of signing Tanner Scott's 4-year deal, $72 million. But here's the deal, though. I don't see anyone talking about it. We're talking about him doing a 4-year contract for Kirby Yates. Okay? I'll just be the devil's advocate here. If he's going to do a 4-year contract, right? Just think about that. Dude's 38. 42-year-old closer. Do you want that guy? Do you want to commit to that kind of money for someone like that? That's the thing where I'm thinking about where you start going, well, that might be too much, too many years. Maybe a 3-year deal is better, but no matter what, Kirby Yates, and he's been lights out for the Rangers, and you got to expect he's going to be lights out for the Dodgers as well. Looking forward to that. Man, just one thing after another. It just seems like the signings keep happening, and they just do. All right. Brad J, with you here, and I got to give the quote of the day. Because of this situation and with getting a closer, it had me thinking a lot about those days with the Dodgers and Eric Gagne. It's time for the Brad J Dodger Digest quote of the day. Here it is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. And here is what I'm talking about. This is me talking to you. This could be reminiscent of the Eric Gagne days. His song was Welcome to Jungle, what I just mentioned by Guns N' Roses. What should Kirby come out to when he comes out to finish off the deal? Let's hear that below. Why don't you put your options below and think about what song he should come out to? Because here's the one thing. I think it needs to go back to that. How cool would that be? The closer has a song. I mean, those days, it was different because, I mean, obviously Gagne was throwing, 98 miles an hour, and then he'd throw a 79-mile-an-hour curveball that would just fall off the table. But those were good days. Good days, Dodger Stadium, DJing back then. Okay, and now you knew this was going to start causing problems. The deferment, I mean, people are starting to really not like the Dodgers right now because of it. Even their own state, Los Angeles Times, puts this out. The state senator tried to curb the Dodgers deferral loophole. So far, no luck. And that's good news for us right there. See, here's the thing. You start looking at the messages, you start looking at the comments. People are really starting to get bummed on the Dodgers and this deferment. I'm sorry to laugh about it because we just keep getting great players, keep signing great players and deferring some of the money. And it comes down to it. It's kind of you got to kind of know how this works. All right. So here's the story. Josh Becker, California Senator, Democrat from Menlo Park. That just sucks when your own politicians are attacking your team. The Dodgers have deferred more than $1 billion in salary over the last 5 years. Every dollar salary deferred could be dollar state cannot tax. So that is the key right here. This could hurt the state on the tax. This is what he says. The Dodgers are exploiting the loophole. I don't. I think the Dodgers are just taking advantage of something that's been available to everyone. It was never intended to be for anything remotely like this. The loopholes under federal tax law. You earn your salary in one state, retire elsewhere. You may not need to pay income taxes on that salary you defer for retirement. So do you see what that is? What we're saying there? So if you defer all this money and your contract is over with the Dodgers and you go somewhere else, some other state to retire, or if you're Shohei, you go back to Japan to retire, California cannot get any tax money on that. And that's what they're saying. And here's the deal. They overtax anyways. I have paid taxes in California for my whole entire life. And I'll tell you what, it's one of the hardest states to live in because of that. And here's what they go on to say. This puts Californians at risk of losing $138 million in revenue because of Dodgers deferral. Like, he's retiring somewhere else. It's like you're taking the deferral as, oh, that's my retirement money, right? That's my 401k or whatever you want to do. $90 million on Ohtani's contract alone, should he return to Japan, as I was talking about, or move to another state after his deal expires. He's exploiting something that was meant to be for people with pensions of $20,000 to $25,000. People who have small amount of pensions later in life as actual retirement, Becker said. Well, that's what you're saying. You're just saying that yourself, Becker. That's what it was meant to be. Well, you know what? You guys made the law, okay? You guys made the law, and there was an opportunity for the Dodgers to take advantage of the situation and get great players, and they did just that. And so you can't go, once again, it's like, don't hate the player, hate the game. That was available out there to happen, and that's where it is. All right? Dodgers took advantage of it. Dodgers made it work for them, and there you go. Kirby Yates signing, all the other signings, all the money that deferred, over $1 billion deferred, that was there and able to. Will they be able to stop it? I'll tell you right now, they're going to try their hardest to get behind it and try and stop this thing that the Dodgers have created. But in the meantime, put the popcorn in, let's go, and let's watch the show, because go Dodgers in 2025. Let's bring it back. Let's run it back and go back to back, right? Because that is the plan for the Dodgers. And that's going to do it for Dodgers Digest. I'm Brad J. Thanks for tuning in. Always make sure, though, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss anything, right? Hit that like button and turn on them freaking notifications, and we'll get her done. That's Dodgers Digest. I'm Brad J. Always remember, think Dodger Blue.